It is the beginning of a new chapter for Idaho's largest state agency, one that encompasses major state programs and budgets. The Department of Health and Welfare. Back in May, Governor Brad Little announced Alex Adams as the new director of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. Adams previously served as the administrator of the Division of Financial Management. He did that since 2019. And he steps into an agency that has been in the headlines in recent years. Major challenges that now need solving. This Sunday morning on Viewpoint, we get into the thick of it, and I wanted to share a few major thoughts right now. Idaho's Department of Health and Welfare is now in a new chapter. Formerly a budget director for Idaho, Alex Adams is now directing a powerhouse of GEM state programs.
I think the first thing to know is this is a large agency. 3,000 folks, 40 agencies across the state. It runs hospitals, it runs intermediate care facilities, it runs everything from food stamps and child support to regulating public swimming pools. So an organization of this size, the more you try to do, the less you'll accomplish. And conversely, the more you sharpen your focus, the more you can achieve.
Director Adams joined KTVB for Viewpoint, an opportunity to dive into detail. A focus, he says, are youngest Idahoans.
We want to make a real difference for child welfare, improving child welfare outcomes, improving the foster care system, and making a difference for the children. I see that as where we can make the largest return on investment for Idaho for generations to come.
Adams steps into a major story we have followed. Questions about $72 million for grants that were for school-age kids and programs, health and welfare spending. But a legislative audit found last year that there were holes in how those funds were distributed. Connects with beliefs that the grants were not handled carefully and resulted in reckless government spending. Outside of the required grant requirements, Interim Director Dean Cameron had submitted a corrective action plan.
That plan did seem to be well received by members of the Joint Finance and Appropriation Committee. That is the committee that has oversight for the appropriate use of funds. And it did commit the department to doing many things, improving internal controls, improving internal training.
A theme for that challenge and across the board for the director, showing Idahoans what is happening behind the scenes, deep in the paperwork.
We need to welcome that and be more transparent and be more accountable.
From day one, Adams and his team have tackled an uphill battle, improving Idaho's foster care system.
As I started to prepare for this job, I met with foster families throughout the state, by phone, in their homes, over coffee. I talked to some of the legislators who have been in this fight for years and started putting together a list of ideas. Day one, minute one, I waived adoption fees through the department. If you're going to adopt a child out of the state's foster care system, I didn't want cost of home studies, of application fees to be the barrier. If you're willing to open your heart and open your home to one of these childs, I didn't want to be the barrier. I want to facilitate that. I do want us to increase the number of adoptions in Idaho, and I do want to speed time to permanency.
Director Adams adds that they've also already simplified the licensure of foster families if you apply. There used to be a rule that said the department could only initiate action within 30 days. He changed it to 1 day, telling me the only reason it's 1 day is he didn't think he could get it to 30 seconds written in law. You can find our full conversation at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning right here on News Channel 7.